Hello, my name's Ethan. Make sure to check out my website, ethanwrenn.com, for there you can find links to all my various socials. We're currently live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Kick. So wherever you might be watching, make sure to follow and subscribe if you'd like to get notified when we go live next. On my website, I have a blog. As you can see here, I cover a bunch of topics ranging from finance to the history of companies we cover here on this channel, gaming, emulation, technology. There's bound to be something you find interesting, so make sure to check it out and let me know what you guys think. Each and every post has its own video that coincides with the content, and at the bottom of every post you're even able to leave a comment. Let me know what you like, let me know what you dislike. Also, I have a YouTube channel. A lot of these videos will probably make it there, so make sure to subscribe over there for that. I'd really appreciate it. I have over 800 videos now, guys. So if you go to my channel, click playlist, you'll be presented with a bunch of different playlists that organizes the content in a more orderly fashion. So if you're looking for particularly information about commodities, crypto, ETFs, we have a bunch of videos that you might like. The next thing we're going to be looking at here is that time we shorted EWJ. This is the iShares Japan ETF. We made this video in August 20th, so roughly a year and a half ago. A very long time ago, right? August 20th. So let's see what I had to say about EWJ roughly a year and a half ago. What the fuck am I looking at in this video? Am I going to talk? I'm in here somewhere. Right now we're looking at EWG. EWG, another major market index consisting of underlyings, guess where? Out of Japan. EWG, EW, it's almost like they made these indexes for me. Again, this is Japan, 6 months ago. Uptrending price channel, right? You have your 180 moving average way down here. I really like iShares EW series of funds that they have. They're basically different funds that consist of assets from different regions around the world. So there's like EWJ, which is Japan. There's EWI, which is Italy. There's EWC, which is Canada, I think. And there's a bunch of different ones. And I love trading them because it's an easy way to get exposure to some of these foreign assets from a U.S. brokerage. If your brokerage does not give you access to foreign exchanges directly. I'm kind of covering the RSI in this specific frame. As you can see, resistance, 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 two priors, so you know the line's legitimate. Right here, you can see it has peaked out at this price point before. Well, it did set the new all-time high for this index. Awesome. I'd rather be buying down here than up here. Anyways, you can see the clear stance we were making. I'd like to see... Did I talk at all, bro? Wake up, kid. Okay. Wait a minute. Again. And one important thing to emphasize, right? If you look at the share price and the chart in this video, right? Things were at an all-time high. And I originally made this first video in August 9th, 2021, right? August 9th, 2021, EWJ was really high in the sky, and we were identifying this as a short opportunity. Then we came through and made this that time we shorted video in August 2022, right? As you can see here, July 27th. Basically recapping that past trade from 2021. The price point at the time of making this video was 67. We're telling people potentially enter short a lot. We're not just seeing, this isn't one company. This isn't one country. This isn't one index. But we were noticing this across every country, every index. At this time, a year ago, everything was overbought. Everything was way too high. It doesn't matter if it was crypto. How'd that go the past 6 months? Doesn't matter if it was major market indexes. How'd that go? Doesn't matter if you're a quality company like Snapchat. How'd that go? A year ago was really just not the time to be buying. And we recognize this. And by recognizing this, by having the foresight, by having played these ranges, because again, this isn't the first time we've played EWJ. Guess what? I had bought shares way down here when it was 46, and I had sold them way up here when it was 70. And guess what?
we sold more, we shorted at the top, and guess what? We made money on the way down too. So from a price point of $67 to $70, all the way down to, what was it 3 weeks ago? Boom, 52. What's that? $15 a share, $20 a share, give or take. And
so this video is kind of amazing, just in it of itself, right? We showed you that we identified that Japan was overvalued in 2021. We had ridden it up from 2020 all the way up to its high in 2021. And then we made a video showcasing this is overvalued, this is potentially a good short opportunity. And then we entered that. We then, in 2022, made this follow-up video, kind of like we've been doing all day today, right? And back in 2022, we were doing this. Made this follow-up video, kind of showcasing how well that short trade from 2021 went. And in 2022, we show that it was an extremely successful trade with a very direct route that would have been easy to hold through, even when holding a short position. And it went extremely well. It went from roughly $70 a share all the way down to just over $50 a share, like 51, 52 range. Amazing. Look, the RSI was at the top. Made the video in 2021 showcasing it's overvalued. Went right down, RSI all the way down to the bottom at 30, showcasing it was at that $51, $52 price point.
look at the blue line we just mentioned. What is that? That is your monthly 180 moving average. What a coincidence that it's right there. Boom. You guys saw the uptrending price channel right here? Look at this green line, slightly above the 180, right here. What did you say? 50, 52, 52? 52, 52. It couldn't be more perfect. Like how it couldn't be more perfect. Exactly when the video was made. Boom. Right down into the support, the exact support mentioned in the video, like to the penny, It could not have been more accurate, could not have played out better. Again, this didn't happen overnight. This didn't happen in 1 month. In fact, it took like 12 months. People wondering like, oh, he just went AFK for like 2 months, 3 months. Like, oh, what we are planning, what we are doing could not possibly have made it to where we were aiming in that short window of time. You see what I'm saying? These things take time to unfold. Time is our most valuable asset. If we can focus on these big time frame moves, these big macro moves, we can place our trades, come back in a year from now, and clock out. That's how
Those are some very wise words.
you want to be playing markets. You may not think that's how you want to be playing markets, but you want your money to be working for you, right? You don't want to be working for money. You want your money to be working for you. And these big time frames are really what people like to see, and it gives you that luxury of being able to step away and know that these plans are going to be in motion and still going, regardless of whether you are streaming that day or flipping weeklies that day. Like, come on now, stop. So we covered 2 major market indexes that, 3, 4, a bunch, that, again, consist of underlyings, overseas, all over the place. This isn't a micro thing. We're not focusing on a specific person. We're not harassing anyone. We're just recognizing obvious trends. Look, the RSI was overbought, touching the red line. You don't want to see that. Went right down. It could not have been more of a direct path too. In this your portfolio, it would have been impossible to be seasick when playing this. Like how much more of a direct path made out of monthly candles could you have possibly asked for? How much could you have
Even back then, we were trading the biggest things on the biggest time frames successfully. Again, starting in 2021 at a price point of $70, we successfully rode it all the way down to that $51, $52 price point. We made this second video in the chain, right? At that time we shorted, and we're now about to make a running laps video. Do you guys want to guess where the share price of EWJ is today after having come down and touch its 30 RSI, bouncing off that monthly 180 moving average? Look at that. $51, $52 price point. Since then has gained 30% value, 30%. That in what was just about a year and 1 month, it gained 30%, which is more than the S&P 500, might I add, more than the S&P 500. Quite excellent, actually. It's just amazing to witness, right? You got to see a video from the top way back in 2021. We came back a year later showcasing a successful short across all of Japan. This is a Japan index fund. We showcased the successful short. We let you know it's at the bottom. We let you know the RSI is oversold. All the same indicators that were helping us throughout that short, we're now flipped and we're now on the long side. And here we are a year after that, witnessing
Japan having grown 30+% throughout this time period. Let's again, this is a monthly time frame, and this blue line is the monthly 180 moving average that acted as a support both in 2022, also in 2020, and also as far back as 2016. Let's switch to a weekly time frame. Actually, we'll do a daily. And let's see how this country performed relative to some other countries. We'll add in S&P 500. As you can see, based on this time frame, EWJ has outperformed the S&P 500 by a very few percent, right? So the S&P 500 produced about a 25.09% return, with EWJ producing roughly a 27.82% return. So roughly a 2% differential, or a otherwise worded as a 10% increase in performance. Kind of spectacular when you look at it like that, right? And again, this wasn't just one direction, right? Again, it'd be one thing if we were showcasing, oh, just one trade, but we've done this over and over and over again on symbols such as EWJ and its peers across a ton of other countries. These aren't penny stocks we're moving. These are entire countries, guys, entire countries. These are multi-billion, if not multi-trillion-dollar trades happening. And again, I want to comment on this idea of market timing, right? There is an objective way to measure whether a fund or fund manager possesses market timing ability. It involves running a regression on the returns of the subject fund, comparing it to the S&P 500, for example. And from this, you can get a definitive way to measure if a fund or fund manager has market timing abilities. And there has been a plethora of studies that have done this over decades and decades, and they've all concluded that over 90% of index funds, mutual funds, and even hedge funds have zero market timing ability. So if you're maybe less savvy in finance and you see a video like this showcasing market timing to this high of a level, I just hope you guys really appreciate what it is you're seeing, and just how rare it is to see this quality in an analyst. Again, this is pinpoint accuracy, right? We had in 2021 made the video going short, right into it, boom, at the bottom at the $50 price point. We made a video going long, right back up, multiple pivot points in a singular trade. All filmed. We made an entire lap here, an entire lap. It truly is amazing, right? It'd be one thing if you just say something's going a direction and it goes that direction, but to ride it up, call the top, ride it right back down, call the bottom, ride it right, like this is a chain. We are literally running laps out here. And again, these are not penny stocks. These are entire countries, guys. Now, looking at this chart, I know it's a little bit hard because there's multiple trend lines happening here. But when we are doing trades in derivatives, whether it's a leveraged exchange traded product or it's something like this that's representing foreign assets, it's important to take a look at the underlyings, because the underlyings are going to be more representative of the future returns than the actual technicals in the derivative in some cases, in most cases. So let's look at the NI 225. This is Japan's S&P essentially, right? So this is what they're actually looking at. Notice how it's denominated in yen. And I'm looking at a monthly chart. So this is what a monthly chart for the NI 225 index looks like. Little interesting to say the least, right? Now let's zoom in on a weekly chart. When you look at the weekly chart, again, 2021 would have been us right here making the video going short. And as you can see, that did successfully pan out to a tune of 20%. 20%, it should sound like a lot to you, but even if it doesn't, you need to keep in mind when an index moves a little bit, its underlyings can move a lot. So 20% in an index can be massive moves in its underlying to the tune of maybe negative 80% in some companies. Then in 2022, again, we made our video when EWJ was nearing its bottom. This video was made August 20th, 2022. We go through and look. August 2022 would be right here, right as it's bouncing off of the weekly 180 moving average. This is not a coincidence, guys. This is not a coincidence. What happened since then? Since that August timeframe, we saw a 33% increase in the NI 225, which would be pretty much, which is very comparable of a gain to what we saw in EWJ. And now we were sitting up here. See this line right here, 33,730 yen has acted as a hard resistance on Japan since June 2023. So it's been roughly 6 months. There's kind of been this hard resistance happening here. It's been struggling to break above this price point. And it would make sense. Again, doing all of our analysis, we are kind of concluding that there has been quite a significant run in Japan here. And then it could be time for a pullback. This pullback could be as much as 15.48% or 15 flat from its current price point. And this would be kind of natural, right? This wouldn't surprise me too much if this happens. I just wanted to showcase this symbol because, again, we have another opportunity to add a video in the running laps playlist. Again, covering a symbol we've covered more times than I could count these days. Having written it up in 2020, producing the video in 2021, identifying its overbought nature and entering short, riding it down in what was a pretty clear path. Look at this, monthly candles, big things on big time frames, guys. Big things on big time frames. Straight down, very easy to hold through. Got rid of those shorts, entered long, rode it right back up to the tune of 30%, slightly outpacing the S&P 500 during this time period. It's quite an excellent trade. And again, 2023 has been a magnificent year for a large variety of equities, right? Again, whether it be crypto, whether it be foreign equities, whether it be domestic equities, it's pretty impossible to argue that it's been anything other than a great year for equities. With that all being said, guys, I think we are going to end today's stream here. We've been live for about 4 hours and 41 minutes. I got places I need to go. I hope you guys have been enjoying the holidays. Anyone who showed support through the content, or maybe you're showing support through the trades, it doesn't go unnoticed. Definitely appreciate it. This video and this stream, it wasn't for the hundreds of people who said it couldn't be done. It was for the handful of people who said that it could be done. And I truly appreciate it. I feel like we've all benefited tremendously via a 401k or various different trades that you could have leveraged into. I hope you're all beating the market on a consistent basis and potentially utilizing some of these stocks or sectoral ETFs to help enhance your returns in order to beat the S&P 500 at its own game. What a wonderful year. Definitely thankful for the way things have gone, thankful for family, thankful for good health. Yeah. I'll see you guys in 2024. Until next time.
you.